My name is Nadia Pulido, and I was born in Mexico City. I came to the United States when I was 7 years old. My father was the one that came to the United States first, and as he worked and gained a little bit more money for to be able to bring his family to the United States, he brought us over. States, it was a long trip. We had a lot of hardship as we came. We had to do a lot of walking, and once we got here, I remember the first thing that I saw or experienced from this culture was seeing a little yellow or orange package. It was this little piece of cheese. You might have eaten this at home. It's like little Kraft single piece of cheese, and to me that was something that was very strange. I looked at that little package, and I didn't know what it was or why they were giving me that to eat. And so I looked at it. I started kind of tasting it, and I liked the taste. So this is the first experience I ever had when I came to the United States, eating this in my sandwich that they gave me. And to me it was strange, and just like this was strange to me, a lot of things that I learned were new and strange. So it was really hard for me because everything was new. I felt lost a lot of the times. I went to a lot of different teachers that try to help me, that learned the English language. Even the word hi was something I didn't understand or I didn't know how to use right. Las Posadas is a tradition in which we begin praying. We say a prayer called the Rosary, and then we end up, after the prayer, we celebrate. We have like a nice little party, and everyone gathers together to celebrate and to share. Now, Las Posadas is something that I remember as a little kid we had in my parents' hometown. And we sometimes were invited to carry Mary or Joseph and follow in a procession, and as we were praying the Rosary. And then we had at the end, some people would have even a piñata so that you could, get candies, and the kids would be all excited. And another celebration that I remember is making tamales, or it's like a little snack that we make made out of masa and meat. And so making tamales was also a very nice tradition that I remember. Those two traditions that I just mentioned are traditions that we have kept in our family. We continue trying to at least once during the Christmas season gather at someone's house, and if we have costumes, dress up the children, and one of them pretend to be Mary, another one to be Joseph. We sometimes use costumes, sometimes we just gather together to do the prayer and then have a little celebration after, just to keep traditions. We have El Día de los Muertos, which is linked to All Saints Day near Halloween time, when we remember our loved ones that have passed away. We also have different traditions, quinceañeras. I remember having a quinceañera party, like when I turned 15. It's kind of like a rite of passage. You become, an older child, you become a teenager, and you have this big celebration with a nice dress, and your friends, and different friends that come and participate in dances, and you have a very nice party. So that's something that I remember too, growing up. As I was growing up, things were not as easy. To become what I am now, I had to not only be patient, but also trust in my parents and trust in the people that were helping me as I was growing up. because, you know, first learning the language, learning English was not as easy, you know, as you would think. Some of you now may be trying to learn Spanish, so it's kind of like the same idea. I was trying to learn English, and everything was new. But once I found nice people that helped me and guided me through, you know, then I went through elementary school. I went to high school. I think in high school is the time that I felt the most comfortable, because I was comfortable with the language. I knew what I had to do, and I had good counselors that guided me, telling me what classes to take. I had nice experiences, you know, helping out at school, joining some clubs. You know, we had a club called the Mexican American Student Organization. It was called the Maso Club, and we had a lot of events so that people that came from Mexico and that were in high school were able to kind of remember some of the traditions and things that they were used to celebrating in their own country. Ashamed of your traditions, share your traditions, and know that everyone has a story, and try to ask your parents what their story is and see what you learn.